I'm going to be going over some more times as many models with you today. We're going to get a little bit deeper into what we were doing from yesterday. Today you're working on pages 79 and 80 in your Jump Math book. I'm going to start with an example here, and then we'll work through it together, and hopefully after that you'll be ready to start your page today. So the question says, there are 5 times as many green apples as red apples. I've underlined times as many. That's how I know I'm going to be having to do my model. There are 24 apples all together. How many of each color are there? So the first thing I want to do is I want to start by writing down the 2 things that I'm going to be comparing in my model. So I'm going to write green here for my green apples, and then red. And I'm going to start my model. So going back to the question, it says there are 5 times as many green as red. So again, now I have to think, which one's the larger part, which one's the smaller part? I know when it says here 5 times as many green, that green is my larger part and red is my smaller part. So I'm going to start by drawing the red, the model for red right here. And then I know that there's 5 times as many, so I'm going to use 5 blocks to represent the green. All right. Now, also from my question, I know that there are 24 apples all together. So that means here, with all of this, I've got 24. Now, what I want to do from here is I want to be asking myself, well, what does that mean? How many apples would each block represent then? So if there's 24 apples all together and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks, I will have to use a little bit of my math facts to help me out here. I would take my total of 24 and divide it by the 6 blocks to find out that that means each block represents 4. So I'm going to go ahead and put 4s in all these boxes. And you may have questions that then talk about the difference between the numbers of green and red apples. So for example, this section here of my model would represent how many more green apples there are. So if I know that each box is 4, I would be able to also say that there are 16 more green apples than red apples. So today in your book, you're going to see them use the total for your model. You're going to see them use a difference here. And then you're going to be deciding how you can use your multiplication and your division to help you get your answers for your problems. Looking ahead to tomorrow's lesson, you'll start to notice that instead of calling them times as many models, they're going to start calling them scale factor models. And they're going to talk about this times as many as being the scale factor. And all that means is exactly what we've been doing here. If you see that the scale factor is 5, it means 5 times as many. If you see the scale factor is 3, then that just means 3 times as many. And then you'll be using your multiplication and division again to help you find answers to word problems. So remember, if you're looking for a total, then you're multiplying. And if you're trying to find out how many in each, that means you'll be using division. So good luck on your pages coming up, and I hope you have fun with scale factor models.